Hello everybody, my name is Nejc Kuhar. I'm a guitarist and composer from Slovenia, and I was very honored to be commissioned to write an obligatory piece for this year's 6th Changsha International Guitar Competition and Festival in China. I wrote a piece for the youth category for guitarists from 11 to 15 years old, and of course I hope they and you will like the piece. I was asked by the organizer to do a short introductory video about the piece. I was also asked not to play it, so everybody can make their own interpretation or they can make their own story about the piece. I am just here to help you with some of the techniques that I used in the piece, so you wouldn't have any more questions. Because I wanted to make the task a bit easier, I wrote two versions of the piece. One is a simplified version and one is original version. Both versions can be downloaded from their internet page, and also I will put the link below so you can download it and play it and see what it's all about. Of course, you are completely free to choose whichever version you want. It won't affect the results. It's just the fact how much time you have and which version suits you. The original, I don't think it's very hard, but the simplified version, I did simplify quite a lot of things like rhythm and some effects, and I made it much shorter. So I would like to make this quite short, go through the main techniques that I think would help you. Let's just jump into it. The first technique that I would like to speak about comes in both versions in measures 5 and 6. It has a triangle note shape. Only thing you have to do with the right hand playing the strings at the head of the guitar. So I can show you what I mean by that. When you play the first B note, you pluck the strings at the head of the guitar. The same thing comes also in original version measure 59 and 60. So it's like this. And in the simplified version, measure 75 till 78. We're playing open string and then the two different strings at the head of the guitar. Easy peasy. Number 2 is maybe the hardest technique to read, but it's not so hard to play. It comes in the original version, measures 129 till 132. You have two very simple techniques that you need to combine together. The first technique is the note which has the X written on the note stem. We call this tapping. Tapping is similar to slurs. Of course, we have two different types of slurs. We have descending or pull off. So just with the right hand. And we have hammer on ascending. And the tapping is actually like a hammer on. We produce it with just tapping it with the left hand. So in this piece we have to do a tapping on the note G. The other technique we have is the note that has the square note head, and that is we play the note that it is written, in this case the upper B and the lower B, but we don't play them like this, but we play them on the other side of the guitar. So we press here, we play here. If we play everything, just not the X notes, it would sound like this. If we would play everything, just not the square notes, it would sound like this. So now all we have to do is combine these two techniques. Normal, tapping, over, tapping, over, tapping, over, tapping. So now we go to the third technique, which is a bit of percussions. In the original version, these percussions are measures 134 to 137, and in simplified version, measure 79 to 82. So in both versions you have to hit the bridge of the guitar, which is here. The original version and in simplified version I just simplified the rhythm. So this these are the effects that you will have to learn, and once you know what there are, they're not actually very hard. Now the next part, I would just like to go through the rhythms of the piece. Number one, the original measures 5 and 6. We see that we have a time signature of 7/16. Here we count 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Just an observation of the slur technique. I would just like to talk briefly about the measures 9 and 10 in both versions. So the whole second part, it is played by slurs. So it's much easier, because if we would play like, we can't really play fast now. I'm not trying to show off. The third aspect of rhythm that I would like to talk to you about comes in both versions, measures 22 and 23. Which means 8th equals 8th or 16th equals 16th. What this means is when we do a change of the time signature from 2/4 to 6/8, the ratio should stay the same. This is something that a lot of people sometimes misunderstand. So I will play you now a wrong version. Of course, this is wrong. The ratio should stay the same. So correct one is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. This is similar with the original version measures 42 and 43, when we have a kind of tremolo effect. It's the same thing. The ratio of 16 stays the same. So it's not like this. Of course, it's not the correct rhythm. You should just stay on with the 16th. And that is the same in original version measures 70 and 71. You just stay with the rhythm. So that was it. As you see, very easy task. The last thing that I would just like to mention is that both versions are written in the kind of da capo and repetition form. So I hope you understood it correctly. Very shortly, if you would like to know for sure, I can explain it. Now when I'm speaking these numbers, of course, it sounds complicated, but if you see the score is not. If we start with the original version, you play from the beginning to the measure 32. And then, of course, repetition. You go back to the measure 9 and you play till the measure 28. There you jump to the numbers 2, to the measure 33, and you play on till measure 90. There you have a sign dal segno al coda, and I also wrote from measure 15 to 28. So you jump back to measure 15, you play till measure 28, and then you play the coda, which is 91. Simplified version from beginning to 31, you jump back to 9, you play till 30, then jump to 32, and then play till 56, where you do again the segno al coda from 9 to 30, and then on from coda 57. Clear? So I really hope I could cut this video to be much shorter than it is, but I hope I did help you with some questions. If you do have any questions, just please contact me. I might be able to help you. Also, I tried really hard to notate it as clear as possible with the fingerings, with the dynamic, with the articulation, so you shouldn't have too much problems. So in the end, I really hope you will enjoy the piece and you will have fun playing it as much as I had writing it. And don't be too angry if some stuff are too hard, because they're not. I hope to see you all in Changsha, China this summer. Enjoy!